Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of a NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we head to Kansas Speedway here, looking for another solid, hopefully top 15, top 20 run, fresh off of a lot of wild racing last episode in Dover, where we ended up seeing Daniel Suarez pick up his second career win, first win of the 2023 season. Now, as you can see myself checking out the playoff grid and the points grid overall, seeing where everyone kind of stacks up. We have some big news coming into this episode, however. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., after a big crash last episode in Dover, is out for at least 2 to 3 races potentially with a lower body injury. We will see Carson Hocevar making his Cup Series debut today in the number 47, so we'll see what he can do. Is he will be in that car for as long as needed, basically. He will be the only one driving the 47 while Stenhouse is out. And that should only, like I said, be 2 to 3 races or so. Here we are, though, in practice, running that same Energizer paint scheme, of course, that Jarrett made. Beautiful paint scheme, and we're rolling with it again here in Kansas. A lot of good comments about this one as well. But we head down into turn 1 on practice, of course, running the inside, just kind of feeling up the track and whatnot. However, the majority of the episode, you're going to see myself up by that outside wall. Don't really want to go off that outside wall. That's just where all the speed is here when it comes to Kansas Speedways. Up on that outside, that's where you want to be. But yeah, the practice laps, they were going pretty well here. Now, you can see the goal up top was a 31.976. Now, this is a track that can be quite demanding on tires at times, so you got to be a little bit cautious late in these stages, especially if they go green the whole way. But that's the kind of key note, is if they go green the whole way. But you can see our 5 laps in practice basically got slower just about every time, except for lap 5 was quicker than lap 4. Qualifying, though, however, getting underway with a goal of a 31.614. Can we actually beat that goal? We haven't really had a good success rate at beating the goal time so far this season, so didn't really go into qualifying expecting it. But we're going to run the outside because there's just more speed up here for me, and a lot more confidence and just comfort up here. So getting through turn 1 and 2 pretty well. Down into turn 3 and 4 now. You lift just a tiny bit at times, but I barely lifted. I maybe blipped the throttle, but that was it. And then we're right back full throttle on the exit of turn 4. Down the front straightaway for the final time. It's going to be close, but we're not going to quite get the goal. We lose it by about 0.3 of a second. That puts us P24 here in the Digital Ally 400. As we'll take a look at the rest of that qualifying order. So qualifying about where we usually qualify here. As you can see, Chandler Smith back in the 13 car at the bottom of the grid, unfortunately there. So 40th place start. He's got a lot of work to do here today, as Allmendinger's outside of the car. There was no trucks in Xfinity this weekend, by the way, so we're jumping straight into the Cup action here. As you see, rounding at the top 10, Ty Gibbs on pole, Logano joined by William Byron on the front row. Let's get ready to go racing and send it over to the Fox booth on Sunday evening.
Good evening, race fans. We're here at Kansas Speedway, fresh off of a wild race in Dover last weekend. Another new winner with Daniel Suarez putting now both Trackhouse racing cars in the playoffs. Will we see a new winner tonight, Mike?
I think it is very possible, Chris. We still have big names winless. Logano, Blaney, Truex, Larson, just to name a few. This is a great track for all names I just mentioned as well.
I'm with you, Mike. I say watch out for that 5 car tonight. He's going to be a threat. Let's not forget about that 45 of Reddick, too. Lots of speed and a lot of bad luck, similar to Truex this year.
All right, then there you heard the pre-race there with, of course, Mike Joy, Chris Meyers, Clint Bowyer, etc. here as we are getting ready to roll here in this Digital Ally 400. So it's going to be an interesting one. We have some work to do. Going to try and make that high line work the best we possibly can. Joey Logano, he posted some fast laps in practice, of course. Not surprising considering he is starting on pole position alongside William Byron there on the front row with him. Our teammate of Chandler Smith looks a bit slow. He starts in dead last. We'll see what he can do. nonetheless ready to go racing here from Kansas Speedway in this beautiful pink and black Energizer number 16 Chevrolet Camaro here now as you see Kurt Busch, Harrison Burton just in front of us. The green flag is out and we are racing from Kansas Speedway. Carson Hocevar in his Cup Series debut on our inside as we cross the start-finish line. 67 laps underway at this Kansas Speedway now as we head down towards this first corner. So we'll see what Hocevar can do in his debut now. Of course, he's got a couple of opportunities now, and it is being speculated in multiple kind of stories right now that are developing behind the scenes that Andretti is going to be coming into the Cup Series for Season 2, and Hocevar is one of the drivers that they might be looking at, so stay tuned on that now. Looking to the inside just about of Harrison Burton, of course, going into the 10 car next season there for that Stewart-Haas racing team. You see the Dex imaging slapped on the side of that 21, that who's going to be partnering with Stewart-Haas and funding Harrison Burton's adventure over there. So we'll see, of course, how he is able to get on now, as Smithfield's actually going to be following Eric Almirola to the 21 car. Big shout out to Latian, who's already made the paint schemes for next season for those two cars, so it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to show you guys them yet, but they look great. 4 wide, down into turn 1, Buescher, McDowell, as well as Kurt Busch on our outside as we push up on the exit of the corner trying to get clear of this number 17 RFK Ford Mustang, but Buescher's able to fight back down the back straightaway. I just don't quite have the pace that I was hoping to have right there, so we get tucked back in line behind. 22nd place currently as Logano continues to lead the way in these opening moments right to the back of the 67 of Kurt Busch. Not quite able to make anything happen there until I get an opportunity to go to the inside of him now as we come through this triangle again. 3 wide, Daniel Suarez there, 19th place, last winner in Dover there, of course, from the last episode. What a drive it was from that number 99 Chevrolet, as you can see myself struggling on the inside. Now, Kansas, although it's a completely different track, it's similar to Dover, where if you're on the inside and you got a car on your door, it is really hard to actually complete a pass. So that's another reason why you see me jumping up to the outside so often here in Kansas as well. As not only does it seem faster and more comfortable, but it's easier to pass. Now, as we got some trouble down towards turn 1, that's Tyler Reddick in the 45, who was having a top 10 qualifying effort, a top 10 run, blowing up into turn 1. The caution's going to fly. He is going to be done for the night here in Kansas, and his bad luck in a season filled with speed is going to continue. We see multiple drivers coming into the pits, including Blaney, Byron Truex, maybe a little bit cautious after what happened, of course, in Stage 1 last episode in Dover. Most of the drivers decided to stay out, including myself, because I knew we would have enough fuel to make it to the end. So you can see we're going to have 9 laps to go on the stage. We have 11 laps of fuel, so there's no concerns there. But the one concern I do have is I got into the back of the 23 of Bubba Wallace before the start-finish line, and that absolutely kills the speed in this number 16 car. So down into turn 1, around goes 21 on us, the 3 car, my teammate of Haley as well, pulling up to my right rear. So yeah, not the restart we are looking for here as we continue on and try to hang in there as we go down into turn 3. Logano still out in front, but you can see that was Christopher Bell looking up the inside. Now, Bell on a bit of a cool down period, you could call it there. He started the season really hot. Picked up an early win and then was looking like a second win was on the way multiple times, and then things kind of went wrong, and now we haven't quite seen him showcase the same speed, but now he is past Logano and has taken the lead here, well past halfway in Stage 1, so things are looking good and up right now for that 20 Toyota as we continue on here. Now to lap, still 13 out of turn 4, clearing the 21, and we will continue in this little battle with these guys. New leader though at this point, Denny Hamlin, is you can see Almirola on my inside, and then here comes Ryan Blaney, one of the drivers that pitted. He was leading the race very, very quick in that number 12, and here he was just slicing his way forward, now passing the 3, passing the 6 as well. Not much of a contest, 2 laps to go in stage number 1. 3 wide on the outside, Dillon in the middle, Almirola on the inside, but the caution's gonna fly, and it's because the 4 of Harvick has crashed on the inside. He's blown a tire, so the caution will come out 2 laps early, and Harvick, of course, not going to be happy about that. That's not the first time he has had a tire failure this season. However, he is awarded a stage point still. He gets P10 at the time of the caution, and he's probably going to exit around P10 in the pit lane. So although he just blew a tire and crashed, he's going to be ahead of us for the restart. We gained 2 positions in the pits. We took 4 tires, filled it up on field, and got ready to go back racing for stage 2. The sun has fallen at this point. Denny Hamlin, your stage 1 winner, leads the field back to the green flag here now as we get back underway. You got Keselowski, Almirola just in front of us. Roush Fenway. Keselowski continues to run pretty consistently between that 10th to 15th area, especially with the 6th car. Buescher has been moving his way forward, however. He's up into the top 10, actually on the back of the 67, I think that is, of Kurt Busch. Harvick, who just blew that tire and crashed, he's right in front of us as we head down into 3. So, yeah, kind of weird how, you know, of course, NASCAR Heat 5, the way it works, you can crash, but it's all about the timing of the caution. Wherever you were at the time of the caution is the position you actually get. You don't, it's not like real life, of course, where if you lose a bunch of track position, you have to accept it and move on. So Chastain would actually take the lead here now as I'm pressuring the 9 of Chase Elliott going around the outside of the 9. Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet Camaro as we head down this back stretch. So this will put us up into P14 as we continue our march forward closer and closer to the top 10. But here comes Harvick now, a little bit later in the stage, lap 7 of 20. Harvick passes me on the inside as Hamlin was back out in front at this point, but then it would go to Christopher Bell. So Toyota's looking pretty good as the caution is actually going to fly again here in stage number 2. And again, we're going to see a few drivers decide to pit. Chastain, Hamlin, Buescher going to be once again, looks like 3 of the top 10. Oh, there's another one, Alex Bowman, and now Logano as well. So several drivers electing to come into the pits, and like I said, I think this is an effect of Dover and realizing what happened there, and these drivers don't want to have that happen again. However, we have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage, so it just didn't really make logical sense to come into the pit lane and fill it up on fuel, or get tires even for that matter. So we're gonna get ready to go back green. We gain positions, of course, so we're up into P9, and there's less than 10 laps to go on the stage. Can we actually get stage points here in Kansas? Of course, one of the weak spots in our season so far has been picking up stage points, but really wasn't expecting it. What a restart, though, from the 4 of Harvick from the outside to inside 3 wide with the 43 as we exit turn 2. He gains 2 for 1 in the first corner. Now, what a restart from Kevin Harvick, and that number 4, of course, in his final season of NASCAR Cup Series competition. Stewart-Haas Racing set for quite a lineup change, actually, if you think about it, in 2023. Of course, losing Harvick, the 2014 Cup Series champion, of course, so many wins in the NASCAR Cup Series, and then they're losing Eric Almirola and bringing on Harrison Burton. I can confirm Josh Berry, it's basically a guarantee we're going to have him in that 4-car next season. I'm already thinking about a lot of like the things I want to do for season 2 and even season 3 and 4 if we can get to that point in this career mode as well. But yeah, there's still a few changes on the way because I don't want to overdo it. So there's one big roster change, I think, on the way. Of course, we still have to decide who's driving the 19 for Martin Truex Jr. If he does retire, it's not confirmed yet, but if he does retire, who's going to drive it? Because we already know that Kurt Busch is leaving the 67, and, well, we already know who's going in that car, John Hunter Nemechek, and he's going to be with Mobil 1 branding in that car, so it's a beautiful paint scheme. I've already seen that one as well, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting time leading in towards the end of season 1 because the playoffs could kind of be filled with silly season news as well as I catch the outside wall on the exit at turn 2, lap 17 to 20 in stage 2. Dylan's going to go past us for the final stage point, but here comes Denny Hamlin. He was one of those drivers that pitted now. Christopher Bell out in front at this point, and Hamlin is just cruising his way through the traffic, but Bell in command at this point basically now. As you can see, Truex as well follows through not long after Hamlin completes the pass, and down to 13th place we go, and now we come through to the end of lap 18, getting into the outside wall through 3 and 4. No harm, no foul, no damage done, but the caution actually is going to come up for an accident behind us. So that kind of worked itself out because that was under pressure from the 14 of Briscoe and the 48 of Alex Bowman.
All right, bud, we're going to fill it up and get you 4 tires here.
Here, right there, filling it up, and 4 fresh tires. Ready to go for the 3rd and final stage. About to be on the way there. Larson in the stage points, same for Kurt Busch. Eric Jones having a great night for Legacy Motor Club, of course, as his teammate of Noah Gragson has an abysmal night as usual. Now, that team, just like real life, is just kind of trying to survive to the point where they get to Toyota next season. Jimmy Johnson going to be back in the 84 car very soon, so stay tuned on that. Ready to go back, though, for your green flag racing here as Stage 3 is underway. Now, it's going to be about 26 laps of racing to go, so if it does go green the whole way, a green flag pit stop is going to be very much so necessary. But by the way this race has gone so far, I can't say I see that happening. Up front, Daniel Suarez into third, behind the 20 of Bell, but Ryan Blaney's back into the conversation. Harvick's up there. Rookie Ty Gibbs is up there as well in the number 54 for Joe Gibbs Racing. Of course, you look at Joe Gibbs Racing right now, only 2 of their drivers currently have gone to victory lane. That's Christopher Bell as well as Denny Hamlin. Ty Gibbs winless, but he's starting to pick up some steam. That's pretty evident over the last few episodes. And of course, Martin Truex Jr. has not won either, and Truex has been fast all season. He just hasn't been able to close out these races now. So we'll see if we can change that here, maybe tonight or in the coming episodes. I don't think tonight, because he doesn't seem to have the pace. We are 4 wide on the exit of turn 2. Bowman forced the issue, saw the opportunity, and got to the outside of the 3 of Austin Dillon. We're still 3 wide middle as we go down into 3 and 4. Clear of the 3, he's got his teammate of Kyle Busch right there with them as we slide way up the track, fortunately keeping it out of the wall, and we continued in this little battle right here between just everybody. Truex, all the Toyotas were in this area now. Alex Bowman there as well, trying to move his way forward in that Ally Financial Chevrolet as he continues down this back straightaway. Unfortunately, though, I was losing time to these guys as the laps went on. I was now under pressure from Ross Chastain and actually into the outside wall multiple times there for the second time in this race as we exit 4. So down to 14th, but no momentum allows the 22 as well of Joey Logano to come through and take the now 14th position. Blaney out in front, and I would continue to struggle. Here's Kyle Busch now passing us in that number 8. Not quite enough long run pace in this car here, unfortunately, tonight in Kansas. It is what it is, and you can see just as the laps continue on, we just continue to lose more time. Wreck up ahead, that's Ty Gibbs in the 54. Big contact there, but thank goodness the caution had come out about not even a second before it hit his car, so that means that the damage doesn't actually do anything to the car. It didn't actually damage the car. It did visually a little bit. Everybody's going to come in for some tires here, some fuel, likely 2 tires. I decided on 4 tires and some slight adjustments, but we got a very lucky break right there, not having to repair any damage done to this number 16 Energizer Black and Pink Chevrolet for Colleague Racing. So I decided we're going to take 4 tires. Ty Gibbs now out of the race. Unfortunate for him. He was having a great race. We give up 14 positions in the pit lane due to the fact that we took the 4 tires compared to the AI who took 2. Zane Smith said, I don't feel like racing tonight. He's not going to go on the restart. So we are going to pass him right there. I didn't really have much of a choice. We were in a different lane, and as soon as we went green, we were, pulling up alongside him. So as we head down into turn 1, can Ryan Blaney hang on for the final 13 laps? Blaney has been winless so far this season. You think about Penske Racing. Well, Penske has not won at all. Blaney trying to change that here in this number 12. Another new winner. That would be, of course, though, but it's really not that bad for me because Blaney is a driver that's well inside of the playoffs. So him winning wouldn't make our situation really any different at all. We were making these 4 tires go to work, though. We had moved into the top 20, passing Dillon, passing Bubba Wallace, going around the outside of Brad Keselowski as well, into 18th place now with 10 laps to go. And we continue forward up to P16 after making a pass on Chase Elliott, our teammate of Justin Haley. Kyle Busch, we're inside. We're going to make it 3 wide with him and the 43 of Eric Jones. Kyle got clear of the 43, and so did I. So we continue on in P15 here, trying to put some pressure on that 3G black and gold paint scheme. Such a beautiful paint scheme that 8 car has. However, I couldn't pass it. I was trying really hard to get around the outside of Kyle Busch, but once again, as these laps were going on, even though we had the 4 fresh tire advantage, those 2 tires were starting to actually be better than my 4 tires. It was a bit frustrating, as you can see Kurt Busch actually dropping a position to his brother now as Blaney leads in these closing laps here now as I'm right up against it outside. Well, I might have got it with the right rear. I don't know. It was really close, but nonetheless, Ryan Blaney 2 laps ago at this point. I was really struggling for grip in these final few moments here, going all the way down on the apron there, trying to just, of course, shorten this track as much as I can white flag in the air. Eric Jones, unfortunately, has run me down as we went down into turn 1 and 2 for the final time. And Jones to the inside. I just don't have enough. I'm sliding right there on the seam, so we're going to have to back out of it, and that's going to give up the position. Ryan Blaney, though, through 3 out of turn 4, and he is going to deliver Penske's first win of the season. Another new winner locked into the playoffs is Ryan Blaney, as we have one final send at the 43 of Eric Jones as we exit turn 4 right there, just about onto his door. Not going to be enough. We're going to come through to cross this line for a really, I'd say disappointing, but at the same time not very disappointing 16th place finish as Blaney, Bell, Hamlin, Busher, and Chastain wrap up the top 5 here today from Kansas Speedway. You see the rest of the finishing order. Hocevar in his debut, Carson Hocevar gets P25, so great effort there. Gibbs, Daly, and Reddick are the drivers out at the end of the night. The playoff grid, you see briefly there, we are out by 15 points. Blaney, of course, locked in now third on the playoff grid as Logano's the last driver in currently. So we go to Darlington in the next episode. That's going to be a fun one and a lengthy one as well. I'm looking forward to it, though. I hope you guys are as well. And I will see you guys for the Darlington Southern 500 in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody.